I think this can work, but I can't decide today.
What's holding you back?
I have done something like this before and it didn't work.
That objection, it probably gives you PTSD, right? I bet you've had that on hundreds, maybe thousands of different sales calls. Most agency owners who are trying to get better at sales think that they need to take some sales calls, not close those calls, watch YouTube videos, change their script, take more calls, don't close those calls, and repeat that cycle until they eventually give up. But what you are actually missing is a process and a feedback loop that took my conversion rate from 20% to 55% in 6 months. We call this loop the ACA feedback loop. And this is exactly what I train in my community. And we break down the call, the data, and then we use AI to develop and find the holes in that skill set. Make sure you watch this whole video, because not only am I going to show you how we use the AI tool to train sales, but I'm also going to break down this advanced tracking sheet and tell you how you can get this and give you a little gift at the end of the video so you can take this with you and make the most of your sales data, but as a way to track your skill set and actually map out what you need to do to get better. So this is what I learned after taking thousands of sales calls for Charlie Morgan and closing $2 million plus in deals. You know that feeling you get when you finish a call and it doesn't close? That feeling, the call not closing, it's a symptom. It's not the cause. The cause of the problem is what happens after you get off that call. Your tracking and your training processes that aren't actually getting you any better. It's just mindless numbers and mindless role play. Mindless role play doesn't help you improve. It needs to have a very specific, targeted approach so you actually get better at what you're struggling with. But if you don't know what you're bad at, you're never going to be able to do that. So this brings us to the first section of this video, which is breaking down the data. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the ultimate sales tracking sheet with you. And I'm going to break down how we identify bottlenecks and gaps in a sales rep's ability, and then walk you through how we train that in the next steps. This is exactly what the guys in my community are doing to find where they suck and make sure that they don't suck at that anymore. All right guys, so as we can see here, this is the sales tracker. Now, obviously all of the months aren't filled out because I wanted to give you guys some test data. On this main page here, we have every single key metric that we want to track as a salesperson, as a business owner, to understand at a very basic view how we're doing every single month. But where the improvements and the progress gets made is in the granular details as a salesperson. This is why I've built this tracker. And again, make sure you stay to the end because I'm going to show you how to get this for free. On the day of the call, someone shows up. We put in their name, their phone number, and their email. Now, this is insanely helpful for follow-ups if all of this data is in one spot. Now, you can use CRMs, you can use Go High Level Close, all that sort of stuff. But to be good in sales, you need to be attached to your prospects, to your calls. If you have to come in every single morning and manually input this stuff, you are going to be significantly more connected to your pipeline than someone who has a fully automated CRM. How many prospects do you think get lost in a fully automated CRM? Probably hundreds, if not thousands. This way, you've got nowhere to hide. So every call is on your calendar, gets put into this tracking sheet. Here, we've obviously got all the call sources, and that gets tracked up here. So you have the number of calls, which channel is producing the best. So in this example, it's going to be cold calling, and you can customize these specifically. Then we get onto the call data. So what happens on or after the call? As we can see, we've got the outcome. So you've got offer didn't buy, okay? You've got bad fit, no offer, split pay, full pay, deposits, no shows, cancellation, and drag over and show. We take a call, and let's say we do a split pay. So it was 3K and you collected 1,500 cash. You want to input that data, and it's all going to be tracked up the top here in the cash collection and in the revenue. And a nice little trick about this is you can actually put in a number in terms of revenue in cash, and you can see how close you're getting to that goal every single month. So you can stay on top of your months, right? Obviously, it's going to break down reschedule rate, cancellation, no-show, drag over, show up rate, call conducted, etc. But really the data that I'm most concerned with as a closer is this here, the objections. So we break the objections down into Fear, money, partner, time, or think about it, or value. But if you're getting value-based objections, you guys need to work on your pitch. So every single day, what I can do, and this is how we're starting to leverage the next part of the process, which is the AI training tool, which stick around for this video because I'm gonna show you a full role play with that tool. This is where we can start to see, okay, what am I struggling with the most? This data is saying that they had 5 fear-based objections. So we can come into the objection notes and see here that all of the deals that weren't closed were fear-based and majority of them were burnt in the past. We can also see how long the calls went for. So this is a two-hour call, an hour and a half. So this person is inefficient with their fear objection handling sequences. For you as a business owner who wants to get better at sales, you can easily identify where your gaps are and take that data to the AI training tool and role play that specifically. But another amazing thing about this tracker is the follow-up sequence and the steps. So as you can see, we've got follow-ups, deposit follow-up, hot follow-up set, no deposit, etc. You can put call summaries in and you can put your recording links. But now you're gonna be able to track all of the ways that I teach how to do follow-up. So you got Loom, WhatsApp, call, email, text, right? And then you can track if they replied or not. So this tracking sheet is going to give you all of the metrics so that you can track every single follow-up that you do. And you say, okay, Loom works really well for these kind of people. Calling works really, really well. So I'm gonna double down on what works well. Because in sales, it's really just a numbers game at the end of the day. I know people talk about that a lot, but it's not just I need to do a lot of volume. When I say it's a numbers game, it's okay, I need to be as attached to the numbers as possible. Because a lot of people are super attached to the basic metrics like revenue, expenses, profit and loss. Those are the business metrics, lifetime value of a customer, all that sort of stuff. But no one is talking about percentage of objections that are fear-based, percentage of those objections that I'm not overcoming, which are burnt in the past, fear of the future, fear of themselves. How long are my calls going for? And this tracking sheet very clearly presents that data for you in the easiest way possible. So as we can see from the data, the biggest objection that this person is struggling to overcome is burnt in the past, which is a fear-based objection and something that we should be able to overcome on sales calls because it's not logistics related. So now we need somewhere to train this, and this is where AI comes in. This is the next step in the process. After we've identified the data and found the gaps, we now use AI to train that. And this is why we have developed ACA AI Sales Coaching Tool. So this tool is going to allow you and me to role play entire sales processes or specific parts of the sales process to get better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you an entire role play handling this specific objection so that we can see how it plugs into the process and how it would improve the sales rep.
What would you like to work on?
Objection handling.
Okay, would you like to go on easy, medium, or hard?
Easy.
Okay, deliver your price and we can start.
So to work with us, it's 6K for 3 months.
Okay, sounds good. I just need to think about it for a few days and I will get back to you.
Okay, I hear you. Just in terms of the process and everything we went through, do you feel like this is what you're looking for?
Yeah, I just don't want to rush into this and make another wrong decision.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. You know, that experience aside though, do you actually feel like this could get you to 50K per month? Because that's really the important thing.
I do.
Why do you feel like that?
Well, because you are going to use AI to call and qualify our leads, which is something we are really missing out on right now.
Okay, look, I know you've had that experience in the past, but let's just say we got you onboarded, we gave you that freedom, we got you to 50K a month. Would that be worth the 6K to you?
Well, yes, when you put it like that, it would definitely be worth it.
Okay, well, it does sound like this is something that you want to do. So just so we're on the same page, is the 6K even doable right now?
Yes, but I will need more time to think this over. I don't want to rush in.
Look, I totally get it. So is it just some hesitation creeping in right now that's kind of holding you back from getting going today?
Yeah, I just don't want the same thing to happen again.
Okay, and look, I can understand you've worked with agencies in the past. So tell me, what was it specifically that you feel didn't work for you?
The big thing was they sent us leads that were completely unqualified.
Right, I can see how that could be an issue. So in terms of our service though, could you see how this would be different?
Yeah, I can. This is actually why I got on the call today, which I said I wasn't going to again.
Can I share what I'm thinking? It seems like you're worried that if you
Sure.
start working with me, it'll suck. We aren't who we say we are and we don't deliver, am I right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I appreciate your transparency that you've had this bad experience. But when you booked a call with me today, did you think maybe, just maybe, there might be a chance that there is someone out there, there is a company who's actually getting people results?
Well, yeah. I mean, there has to be someone. And we do want to install something like this.
Right. So the fact that you have been through this before, does this make you more equipped or less equipped to see the red flags and make a good decision?
I'm not sure.
Well, it makes you more equipped, right? Because you have context to know what you need to look for. So, is there anything that I've shown you that is raising alarm bells or something that you don't think would work for you?
Honestly, no. I like everything that we have gone through today, but it's just going to be too quick for me to decide today.
Okay, well, do you mind if I offer a different perspective on this?
Yeah, sure.
So basically, we all make decisions based on our perspective, right? The problem is if we make decisions based on the perspective we have, not the perspective we need, we're always going to stay where we are right now. So is it fair to say that your past experience with this other agency is shaping your decision making today and really the only thing that's holding you back from wanting to get started?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely having a big impact.
Right. And like, are you 100% happy with where you are in the business right now?
Well, no, not at all, to be honest.
If you do believe that this is what you need, really the question is, do you want to allow that past experience to get in the way of your future and your life moving forward?
Well, no, I don't.
But why not though?
Well, because I want to do this, and I want to keep up with the changing business landscape and get AI installed into my business so we keep growing.
Okay, so what series of actions and decisions do you feel you need to put yourself in the best position moving forward to get to your goal of 50K per month?
I guess I have to just take the step again.
Well, honestly, you don't have to, right?
No, I want to. I want to change.
Okay, so what do you think we should do?
All right, let's do it. How do we start?
So that is how we use AI and data to effectively train and role play our sales ability. Now, if you want this sales tracker for free, click the link below and you can have this tracker for yourself. Make sure you make a copy, and that is your brand new tracker so you can diagnose your sales gaps and your inefficiencies very, very easily moving forward. Now, if you liked what I showed you with the AI training tool and you want to be a part of more in-depth trainings, an amazing community, and have coaching calls, make sure once you go through the link and put in your email, you watch that next video and it will give you details on how you can have access to all of this cool stuff. So guys, as always, I hope you like this video and I will see you on the next one.